What's up, everybody? It's your boy Brandon Blakeney, aka Brandon Lee TV. Welcome back to the Live with Brandon Blakeney podcast. Now kick back, relax, and come take a ride with your boy. We are in that postseason play. Conference tournaments are underway. And man, it is setting up to be some pretty good matchups already, to be honest. There's been some upsets, and there's been some stars that have really shined. Now, we know South Carolina will be matching up against Texas A&M tomorrow, and we gotta talk about the matchup. But on top of that, we heard some words from Aneesah Morrow about her playing the SEC, and Uconn has cleaned up in the Big East postseason awards. But before we get into all that, make sure y'all hit that subscribe button for all the latest and the greatest. Join our memberships. We got that exclusive content coming daily, weekly, whenever you need it. Now, let's get into it.
You are now locked into the Live with Brandon Blakeney podcast. Here is your host, Brandon Blakeney.
In order for a team to go 29-0, have that cohesiveness and that on-the-court chemistry, there has to be a lot of love for one another throughout the team, throughout the program. And we've seen that. We can see that South Carolina, this team genuinely enjoys being around each other. And forward Chloe Kitts kind of put a stamp on that.
I wish people understood how close we are. I feel like a lot of teams in college basketball, they don't all there's some beef or whatever. They don't all like each other. We all love each other. It's so much fun. We're always joking around, but when it's time to be serious, we're serious. And, I feel like that's not what a lot of people know about us. I mean, you can see on the court, the way we play together, we all want to see each other succeed. No one's selfish. At the end of the day, we're all trying to win, but off the court, we always hang out. Even when it has nothing to do with practice or games, and off today, we still sometimes set stuff up, and, we all just love each other, and it's just great to be around a team like that.
Now look, South Carolina should win this game handily. They beat A&M earlier this season, 99-64. So this should be a walk in the park for them. Now it is tournament time, and you can't overlook anybody because everybody is fighting for their season right now. Especially in the SEC. If you ain't in that top 3-4, you definitely trying to extend your season with a run in this conference tournament. They tip off at noon. Looking at the last matchup a little bit, South Carolina completely dominated, like we said, 99-64. And man, it was a shooting night for them. In the first matchup, they shot 67.2% from the field while holding Texas A&M to 30.4. They shot over 53% from the three-point line, holding Texas A&M to 22.7. It was a good free throw shooting night. They dominated the glass, 42 rebounds to 29, forcing turnovers, blocking shots, 7 blocks, 24 assists. Talk about moving that rock. And looking at the first game, who really balled out, it was a balanced effort, but Chloe Kitts, who we just heard from, had a big double-double, 13 and 10 with 5 assists. Camila Cardoso dominated, 17 points, 13 rebounds. Another double-digit scorer, Tahina Pau, 10 points, 5 assists from her. Sanaya Fagan had a really good game in this one, 15 points. And then you look at it, Malaysia Fulwali off the bench, 21 points. And I expect Ashlyn Watkins to do a lot more damage than she did in the first game. And I'm sure she'll play more minutes. But it was a balanced effort. And we see this should be a pretty easy win. I don't like to say easy, but we gotta be honest. They finna run A&M up out of there, send the Aggies back to Aggie land, and keep it pushing for the next round. We know that much. Now, they have shifted to that postseason mindset. For them, it's all about championships. SEC, they've won the SEC regular season title. Now they're moving their focus to the SEC tournament title en route to a potential national championship. This team has been the most dominant all year. We haven't really seen many chinks in the armor other than the turnovers and the free throw shooting. Hasn't cost them. They've won almost every game handedly. They're beating teams by an average of over 32 points per game. This is a juggernaut. Coach Staley has talked about how locked in this team is. They got a different hunger than they had last year. A lot of new faces. A lot of people were sleeping on this squad. They were the hunters at the beginning of the season, and throughout this season, they have become the hunted. They are the favorite for the national championship, and it seems like it's theirs to lose at this point, guys. Just don't see anyone really stopping them. A lot of quality teams, but South Carolina is just in another tier, and the scariest part about this team is they could be even better next year. What the heck is going on? South Carolina has become the standard for women's college basketball, and everybody else has been chasing them. Speaking of chasing, ring chasing, LSU, the defending champs, till they ain't the champs no more, are gearing up for a SEC tournament run on their own. As the 2 seed, they're on the opposite side of South Carolina. We know when these two first matched up, it was at LSU. It was a very tight game. LSU, was in control for 3 quarters and ran out of gas. Angel Reese fouled out. Bree Hall closed the door with the dagger, and hey, that was all she wrote. We're looking forward to a potential matchup with these two teams matching up again for the second time in the SEC championship game this time, though, with a lot more on the line than that regular season matchup, but on a neutral floor. We know they got a bunch of transfers. One of the newcomers who's arguably been the most consistent player on this team, Aneesah Morrow, had a statement that she let out, she popping her, letting people know that she heard the noise, she kept the receipts, and she was ready to play in the SEC.
Team all SEC. So what do you make of all this at 12:30 on a Wednesday, all these people coming out to see you guys?
This is amazing. I have never experienced this. Transferring here has been a great opportunity for me, and being able to see amazing fans and family as well.
We love you.
How do you feel like your game's gotten even better this year? You did some amazing things in your previous career, but this year it looks like you've even stepped it up more.
Yeah, just to prove a lot of my doubters wrong. I know that I was told that I couldn't come to the SEC and play, but not only am I playing, I'm dominating here. You've
taken an interest in journalism and television and radio and stuff. Are you here to take Mayan Shaida's job?
Eventually, yes.
Not a problem. What's it feel like, though, as you said, people have doubted, and you come here and your first team all-SEC? You feel like that proves a lot?
Yeah, it says a lot, but we have unfinished business, so we're not done.
And you heard that Morrow has been, like I said, the most consistent player for LSU from start to finish. To be honest with y'all, man, she really held it down when Angel Reese was going through her suspension. She continued to flourish when Reese came back, and she's continued to just be a cornerstone of what they like to do at LSU, scoring the basketball, showing them more of the perimeter skills this year, lining up, playing the 3, playing the 4 at times down low, just a monster on the glass, averaging 10 rebounds. Morrow's a special talent in her own right, and there's no way LSU gets to where they're at right now without her on this roster. And you just got to clap it up for her, making that transition from the Big East, coming from DePaul, where she dominated for 2 seasons, entering a much tougher conference where she also wasn't the number 1 option on a team full of stars that can score. We got to mention, she had an adjustment just like Haley Van Lith. Her learning curve was just a little bit quicker, though. And Morrow, I love the confidence. I love that energy going into postseason play. This team believes they can beat anybody, and honestly, they got a chance on any given day. We've seen upsets. We've seen this team at almost their best. I still don't think we've seen LSU play their best game yet, but we're seeing them peaking at the right time. Everybody, the starting 5, has built that chemistry. There's trust, there's laser focus, and they are really just doing a good job of just getting everybody the basketball, man. They've been one of the top assist team in the nation. They have been just successful, sensational, superb in transition offense, and Morrow's been a big reason why. Just her versatility. She's a mismatch nightmare. On the season, Morrow is averaging 16.7 points per game, 10 rebounds, and 1.7 assists. She's also shooting the second best season she's ever had from the field at 47.9%, which is up from last year. And we just see that she is just coming in and made a dominant impact. I don't know who was sleeping on her coming to the SEC, man, but if you watched her play, you knew she was coming in ready. LSU still awaiting their opponent. They have, they'll be matching up soon as well. And hey, they the champs, so they ain't the champs no more. They're expecting an SEC tournament run. They've got Coach Kim Mulkey's got them locked in on a potential national championship as well. So, the defending champs, you got to respect the championship DNA. You got to respect it. You got to respect it, man. Don't underestimate a champion. I'm excited to see LSU and, how they perform in the SEC tournament, building that momentum, continuing that momentum into the NCAA tournament. But, hey, Aneesah Morrow letting the world know she ready. LSU is ready. They feel like they can beat anybody, any night, anytime, anywhere. So, the SEC, the national champion, could really, definitely, possibly, probably be coming out of there, man. Just a loaded conference, especially at the top two. South Carolina, LSU, we could see them match up in the national championship game for a third potential matchup between these schools. So, it'll be interesting to see. A lot of eyes will be on the SEC, that's for sure. Switching over, though, I know we mentioned the Big East, where Aneesah Morrow left, and now coming back, Paige Bueckers in her first year healthy in 2 years takes home Big East Player of the Year, and it is very much warranted. They take home the conference championship, the regular season championship. They have been dominant, only losing one game in the Big East, and now they look to shift that focus into the Big East tournament. But it wasn't just Paige getting awards. Now, we mentioned redshirt junior Paige Bueckers, the 2023-2024 Big East Player of the Year, deservingly so. Ashlyn Shade, though, the freshman, won Freshman of the Year for the Huskies. And Gino Auriemma is the Coach of the Year as well for this squad. Looking at Bueckers coming back, looking better than ever. 20.7 points per game, 4.4 rebounds, 3.7 assists, shooting 54% from the field. She's playing her best defense. She's being asked to do a lot more as far as being versatile at 6 foot. Playing the 4 at times for this team when we know she's a natural 1. And she just hasn't wavered. They've lost almost half their roster this season in the injuries. And Bueckers, along with Aaliyah Edwards, has continued to just steer this ship. And both of those ladies also made first team All Big East. You see Bueckers as well as Edwards on the first team All Big East. On the second team, Nika Mule, who really stepped up as the point guard for this group, really, really leading this team as far as, passing the ball, getting those assists, initiating the offense. Well-deserved for her. Honorable mention, freshman guard Ashlyn Shade getting in there again. And then on the all-freshman team, KK Arnold and Shade share spots as well there. So a lot of Uconn players getting honored right there, man. It's been they've seen some turmoil. It's been some up and down. It's been a turbulent year for them, to say the least. But they cleaned up. They did what they were supposed to do. They win the Big East. They're heading into the tournament as the number 1 seed, and they're making some noise, man. This group can go as far as Bueckers and Aaliyah Edwards takes them. These freshmen, KK Arnold, Ashlyn Shea, Ice Brady at times, they have been counted on to really step up and play way more minutes than they were ever expecting to coming into this season. But that's how the cookie crumbles, and these players have just continued to evolve, develop, and push through all the setbacks. And we got to mention, UConn's still in the running for the number 1 player in the nation next year. They've got Paige Bueckers coming back. Sarah Strong could be added to this roster, which would be a major addition and a monster recruitment win for them over South Carolina, man. So UConn bringing back, I would assume, majority of their team. Bueckers was huge, domino to fall. You get a lot of injured players back next year, that you're looking at. Hopefully they all come back and are able to just get back to their former selves, or look better like Paige Bueckers has. You know what I'm saying? She's one of a handful of players that have won multiple Player of the Year awards at the Big East, and she continues to just be dominant, and she's gonna stake her claim this year, and then next year could even be crazier for this team. We mentioned South Carolina, but Uconn, they got a good class coming in already, adding to the backcourt, and then on top of that, if they can add Sarah Strong and get all those players back, whoo-wee, it'll be interesting. But y'all let me know how y'all feel about all the latest, man. Holler at me about where y'all think these teams finish in their conference tournaments as well as the national championship as we prepare. You know, we'll have all the coverage for y'all. Y'all holler at your boy. Let me know. Until next time, man, make sure y'all hit that subscribe button for all the latest and the greatest. We out.